Hello everyone, this is BioPhoenix here, and today we're going to be taking a look at a game called Kabuki Quantum Fighter. Very strange name, in fact, try to say that 5 times fast. Kabuki Quantum Fighter, Kabuki Quantum Fighter, okay, yeah, see, I can't even do it. And it was released in 1991 in North America for the good old NES. And it was developed by Human Entertainment and published by HAL. And not only that, but this game was actually requested to me by RewindMike. And I had never heard of this game until he mentioned it to me, so he wanted me to do a review on it, so I did. Well, now I'm doing it now, but anyways, you get the idea. So let's continue. So this is an action platformer, very similar to Ninja Gaiden. Now here's the story of the game. You play as a character named Colonel Scott O'Connor, and there is a computer virus that affects the Earth's defense system, so of course someone needs to do something about it. So your character is transferred into the digital world within the computer, and he becomes a Kabuki warrior. And from then on, you just have to go inside the computer and just kick tons of ass. Now, I could mention a couple other things, but you know, I'm just going to keep it short for now. So, that's just all I'm going to say about the story. And it is kind of cool. I really like the setting of it. And when I first turned on the game and started playing, I could have sworn that, I thought the game was glitching with all those numbers in front. But no, that's actually supposed to be like that. It's supposed to be the digital code. So that's pretty cool, even though it was a bit confusing at first, but still. And the thing I like about this game is that there's a lot of different actions you can do, such as throwing fireballs at people, even though it uses up your energy called chips. And then you can climb onto certain walls and jump around all over the place. I have to admit, I really love that animation they got going on. And finally, you can attack people with your hair. Yeah. Okay, as stupid as it may look, I do find it to be kind of funny because it kind of looks like he's headbanging. And the only other character that I can think of that actually attacks with their own hair is Shanty. You know, that chick from that very underrated Game Boy Color game? Well, anyways, I just thought I'd mention that, because that was the first thing that came to my mind. But anyways, you just gotta keep on headbanging. Now, the controls for this game are very good. They're pretty simple, and they work very well. So I really don't have very much complaints at all to say, because they actually do work very well. But I guess another game that this game also kind of reminds me of is Mega Man in a weird way. And as for the graphics, I think they look great on an NES. It has a really cool futuristic theme going on since, well, that is the point of this game. And it has some really cool details going on, like those human hearts in the background. It may be a bit creepy, especially for an NES game, but still, it looks pretty badass to me. And as I said before, the animation is really good. I really like the way how he jumps from those hangers, I guess you can call them. I don't know. I'm never really sure what they're called, but I just call them hangers because you just hang off of them and then you jump from one to another. But overall, I'd say that the graphics are really good. Now as for the music in this game, the music is pretty good. Now it's not my favorite OST for an NES game, but I do think they are pretty catchy songs. And some of the songs are reused in some stages. But other than that though, I really don't have any complaints at all. The music does sound pretty good. So overall, the music is good, but not great. But also not anything near terrible at all. At least the music in this game is better than anything you'd hear on the radio. At least around here anyway. Cause one thing you gotta know about my area is that the radio stations here fucking suck. And another thing that I do have to say is that this game does have a pretty good challenge. Now it's not outrageously hard like Ninja Gaiden, but it is pretty hard enough. I only got to the 3rd stage, which is pretty annoying because there's a lot of random hazards that are hard to avoid. Now I really hate these ice blocks. It's so hard to jump when you're trying to jump off of them because you never make your mark. But this is a pretty intense action game, so it's all good. But still, this game can be a pain in the ass sometimes, but it's a pain in the ass enough that I still want to keep on playing more and more. Now if you want to buy this game, it's going to cost around either to $8 to $18. Somewhere around there. At least that's from the prices that I've looked up on. And I'm surprised because since I never heard of this game, I thought this game would be more expensive. But it's actually not. I guess it's one of those games that are really cheap, but are just really hard to come by. Although if you're trying to get this game complete in box, that's a whole other story. But in that case, I don't even fucking know the prices because, let's face it, prices for complete in box games can be pretty crazy sometimes. But anyways, the game is pretty cheap and affordable, which is great because this is a really fun game to have. I may have to get myself a copy of this game at some point in time. So now, if I were to rate this game, I'd have to give it an 8 out of 10. This is a great NES game, and I would consider it to be a hidden gem within that system. I just really love the action in this game. It's just so fun, addicting, and challenging all at once, which is awesome. And as much as I like this game, it would be pretty cool if they made like a remake to it or some point in time, but I don't know if that'll ever happen, but if it does, I would totally dig that idea. Now this is going to be the end of the review. I know it was very short, but that's what happens when I review a game that's really good and there isn't a whole lot to say. Just a lot of good killer action going on. Also, I'd like to say thanks to RewindMike for suggesting me this awesome game. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review. Thanks for watching and commenting. Okay, you stupid fucking bear, I'm gonna fucking kill you! Fucking die! Die!
Adios, asshole.